Hello everyone and welcome to my 1000 subscriber special Q&A. Thank you everyone for subscribing to my channel. I've gained like nearly 200 within like the past week, so thank you all for the new ones. But I've done this Q&A and I will now be answering the questions. So first one by Big Gnome, must you continue to reconquer? That's an interesting question. Replaying old games does have merit from your childhood, but sometimes you can see that maybe they don't hold up as well as you thought they did. Because the year before Sun and Moon came out, it was the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, and I was like, I'm gonna replay all of the Pokemon games, because I really didn't explicitly replay them for quite a while. I was mostly doing like IV breeding and stuff, so I went back and I replayed all of them. Gen 1 all the way through Gen 6, and you know, people are like, Gold and Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, best games ever made, so I was like, well, I'm gonna have so much fun replaying this. And then, you know, you're a play it, and it's like, wow, the level curve is kinda bad, my Pokemon are level 30, and this Kingdra is level 40, and you don't really notice that when you're a kid, because you mostly just grind your starter up to like level 60 or whatever when you're a kid, but I was actually trying to have a team in this. So reconquering, replaying games does have its negative aspects. You know, you can play a game from your childhood, and maybe it's a bit worse than you remember, but sometimes it can be even better. Sometimes you can appreciate them even more. Like, Platinum, you know, when I was a kid, another Pokemon game, I was just like, whoa, I'm playing Pokemon Platinum. And, you know, you play it as an adult, and you notice all the little things, like the music, just everything that goes into it. You know, maybe you do some more things you didn't know how to do as a kid, you appreciate it more, maybe the Battle Frontier. So I do think reconquering, replaying games does have its good aspects, its bad aspects, but it's nice to and sometimes, you know, it's just nice. You know, sometimes you have a game you played when you were in, like, first grade, and it's your happy place. For me, that's Pokemon Platinum. Love Infernape, oh boy. And then for the second question from Big Gnome, must you continue to kill in retaliation? Yes, because Perry Fire Emblem said it was based, so I have to listen to her. Jimmy Fire Emblem. Taking Fire Emblem, Aaron or Samson, taking Fire Emblem 11 and FF6 into account. Now that's easy for me. Aaron, 1, he's a Jagan, so he helps you through the early game, and 2, Samson, I have a bone to pick with you. Samson, you are dating Shima, and I hate Shima. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, there are some units that are on my hit list, okay? Astram, Takumi, and Shima's one of them, because you go through all this effort to recruit her, you don't kill any of her scrubs, and you just go and get her. And she has 8 strength, and this is like, what, 2 chapters before the bad end game? It's like, thanks, what am I supposed to do with you? Nothing? Nothing? And then Samson isn't even auto-recruited when you get her, right? You know, you would think as soon as you get Shima, Samson would automatically join, but no, you have to fucking talk to Samson too, and it's like, oh, brother. You Shima hate gang, so Samson, you are on the hit list by extension of being associated with Shima. Another thing I hate about Shima, I used to get her like all the time in Fire Emblem Heroes when I pulled green. It would just be like so stupid unlucky that like, oh, I pulled green, oh, there's another Shima that I'm never gonna use. So my hatred for her comes from 2 places. So sorry, Samson, you take the L on this one. What are some of your favorite non-Fire Emblem games you tend to play? Oh, well, I love Guilty Gear. That's a fighting game. I like a lot of fighting games. I like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I like Smash. I like Halo a lot, the first-person shooter series. Like, I think more than a year ago at this point, I did a Halo stream. That was a lot of fun. I did a lot of custom games. Has a fun story, fun campaign. I like Pokemon as established in this Big Gnome comment right here. Let's see. So I like Halo. I like Guilty Gear. I love quirky little first-person shooters that I can beat in like 2 hours. Like, I got Cruelty Squad last year, and it was just so funny. And then like a couple years ago, there's like this remake of Wolfenstein, but it had really stupid, shitty physics that like someone probably made an Unreal Engine in like 2 minutes, so that was really funny. So I like little random first-person shooters like that. Let's see. Let's just look at my shelf over there because I have them all. I like Mega Man, I like platformers, I like Mega Man. Zelda Majora's Mask is a personal favorite of mine. Gotta love Majora's Mask. I used to be into Call of Duty in middle school, but I've mostly moved on from that. I haven't really played Call of Duty in a few years. or like since high school, and I'm like in my 4th year at college now, so I like Grow Home and Grow Up on Steam. Those are very good 2 Little Red Robot games. So, maybe if I had more time for this and dwell on it, I could think of more games I liked about Little Gabbo. I think that adequately answers your question. What do you hope from FE's future? Ideal new game, best games to remake. So FE's future, I hope they throw Koei Tecmo to the curb, because I like Three Houses. It's fine. It's kind of mid, but it's fine. But Koei Tecmo, they just made the game have a million years of loading times. The models aren't very good. Just the game in general has this aura of maybe this could have been a bit better in some areas, and then you go back and you play the games that IS made on the 3DS and they got no loading times. It's very concise, it's very quick to play, there's no wasting your time with like monastery stuff. So I don't know why they passed Three Houses off to Koei Tecmo, but I hope in the future they make the games in-house again. Because I feel like IS is just better at doing it. Oh, and the maps are terrible. So there's that. Ideal new game, Binding Blade Remake. Oh, I love you, Binding Blade HD, Roy HD. Come on, come on, come on. Best games to remake. Now, contrary to my last opinion, the best game to remake would be Genealogy of the Holy War. Now, let me explain that. Ideal new game, I personally love Binding Blade. I would love it to be HD. I would love it to be officially in English, but that's just bias. The best game to remake is FE4, because FE4 is kind of bad in some areas. Now I could play Fire Emblem 6 now and be totally content. The gameplay's fine, the story's good, I like the supports. But the best game to remake, Fire Emblem 4, is kind of lacking in some areas, like the gameplay, the actual strategical gameplay of the big maps and everything could use a bit of refinement. You know, maybe add some supports. Marriage, make it so the player actually has a choice in it. It just doesn't automatically happen if 2 units stand next to each other long enough. Like, add a proper support system, add proper progression. Like, Fire Emblem 4 just has more things in general that need to be remade to make it an actual good, better game, compared to Fire Emblem 6, which I already think is pretty heat. Do you play SRPGs outside of Fire Emblem? If so, any standout favorites, said Blind Coco? I tried Wargroove when it came out on Switch, and I'm gonna be honest, I only got like 3 hours into that. It didn't really hook me all that much. I was going to try Advanced Wars, but then Nintendo delayed it until the end of time. Project Triangle Strategy, I kind of got bored at the demo, I'm gonna be honest, so I didn't really get that. So I guess I mostly just stick to Fire Emblem. But I am working, I know those Kaga games, I wanted to try, I think it's called Vistaria Saga, that's the one on Steam, because I think that was made in SRPG Studio, and I'm currently working on a SRPG Studio project, so I could probably stand to get into a few more of them. It's just that Fire Emblem just clicked right for me. Like, I don't even like RPGs in general, I'd say. Like, I tried Xenoblade, never beat it. I tried Final Fantasy VII, never beat it. Like, Fire Emblem just kind of hits all the right buttons in my brain that made me go, ooh, 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 Fire Emblem, ooh. So, I do want to try more. I've heard Final Fantasy Tactics is good, so maybe I'll try that someday. Yeah. What support affinity do you feel is underrated? I don't care about support affinities, I just pair characters with who I think is cool. Like, oh, Sophia has a darkness affinity, I don't really care. Like, if I support somebody with Sophia, I just think it's because they're cute together, so whatever. Or Battle Royale. Who in your banner would win a fight to the death? Oh, my YouTube banner. Oh, average stats 25. That requires me going to my channel. Let's see. Boris, shut up, video. Dragon is... Shut up, video. So we have Boris, Riddell, Goran, Tomas. Probably Riddell, because he has a brave sword. He's mounted. He has pretty good stats. It all depends if he could damage Boris, because like all of these guys would tank off of Boris. So that depends, really. Because average stats, I don't really know Boris's average stats, but like, Riddell's kind of already promoted and he's got the brave sword, so... Yeah, but these guys would all get washed by Riddell. Of course, if we're using my canon, the canon of my channel, Mathis would just go God mode and use his erasure move on all of these guys, but in the games, I think Riddell probably comes out on top. And if we're talking about my Twitter banner, probably Wolf. My Twitter's right here, by the way. I don't know how many people check my channel page, but I've spent so much time organizing all of these things and channels you should probably check out, like, ooh, my friends, ooh, there's Fuzzwuzz, she got shot out by Mega recently, so that was cool. Alright, so, Riddell, probably. Unless Boris has enough defenses in his averages where Riddell just tinks off. And Boris has triangle advantage, so there's also that to consider. Alright, back to the Q&A. Do you actually think an FF6 Remake would be good if made by Koei Tecmo? No. If made by IS? Yes. Or would they change it too much to adhere to modern standards, make it bad? Lol. Also, congrats. Thank you, Aroni Macaroni. Here's the thing. I do think they would make some story adjustments to make it better. I never played the original Gaiden, but in Shadows of Valentia, right, Alm has all these funny interactions with Tobin and Gray and everyone, you know, it's like he's actually traveling with a group of people. But in Fire Emblem 6, Roy mostly talks to Marcus and Guinevere, and that's kinda dumb, because Marcus... Wait, no, did I say Marcus? I meant Merlinus. Because Merlinus is kind of a guy that isn't a very interesting guy, and Roy's just kind of bouncing off of him the whole time. I think if they remade FE6, right, to modern standards like they did with, okay, I don't know if he ever talked to, like, Tobin and Gray at all, like, all the time in the NES game, but I'm 99% sure he didn't, because in Fire Emblem 1 on the NES, nobody fucking says a single word after they're recruited, same with Fire Emblem 3, so it's safe to assume that's a thing in Fire Emblem 2 too. So I think they would make it so maybe in cutscenes, Roy would say, Lolina, what's your opinion on this? Faye, what's your opinion on this? And that would just make it a lot better, because you would get to see more of the characters, it would be more dynamic. So I think in terms of that modern standard, that'd be good. They would probably add Milla's turn wheel, but if you're playing an Iron Man, you can just kind of ignore it. The game's not designed around Milla's turn wheel like Three Houses was, so I don't think it'd be annoying. I don't think they'd be, like, annoying about it. Because, like, in Three Houses of Maddening, you can really tell it's balanced around the turn wheel. Like, oh, here's the ambush spawn with the past thief, he's just gonna go stab your healer. Fire Emblem 6 doesn't really have anything like that, so I don't think they would make any cancerous design choices based around the turn wheel. So I think if they did remake it, it'd be pretty good. I would definitely play it. Do you fear that he won? So thank you for that question, Aroni Macaroni. Screamin' Bobs, do you ever fear that one day General Ubello will become a real, and nothing in the world will be able to stop him, nor his wrath, as he plinks away at everything, 3 damage points at a time? Now you see, all of these 200 people that have subscribed to my channel in the past week, y'all need to do some catch-up, because this guy is referencing some deep channel lore from my new mystery PMU, like, a year ago. To be around on this channel, you gotta know Mathis, you gotta know Thomas Game, and you gotta know General Ubello, you gotta know Lysithia. You probably already know Lysithia, because Three Houses is the most recent game, but you got some catching up to do. You got, let's see, gotta go back to my channel page again, let's see.
Shadow Dragon.
Shut up, myself. Because we gotta go all the way back. This is all this stuff you're missing out on. Oh, Buraku Emblem. You gotta know Buraku. You don't gotta know Buraku Emblem, that game, oh boy. Alright. Let's see. We gotta go down to Goblin Town. Do. Down to you gotta know the Mega Man cartoon. That's a pretty big thing on this channel. Alright, where is the... Ah, here we go. You gotta know General Ubello. See, this is like a year ago. Heaven Ascension General Ubello. If you want to know some of the inside jokes on the channel, you gotta go watch this video. It's 50 minutes long, I know. But the real interesting part happens like 30 minutes in, so you can probably just skip the first 30 minutes. You gotta... Oh, that Ubello. Oh, that Ubello. Because I have all these people that have been subscribed to me for like 2 years, and then all you 200 new people to get me to 100k subs, you all come in like last week, and now you know nothing of the channel. Also, I guess more... Oh, no, I don't fear him. I would just... He's loyal to me. I command General Ubello. I am his leader. He does not fear me. I do not fear him, he fears me. Also, I guess General, more seriously, what got you into making videos in the first place? So this is a good question, although I've answered it a couple times, like, a couple times throughout my Let's Plays, like, I remember specifically answering it in that one Thracia promotionless video. It's the one where you get Tina and, Pern, but what got you into making videos? So back, geez, it must have been like 2 years ago at this point, I was on summer break my freshman year at college, and I loved watching, oh boy, I love Smash streamer. I'm not even gonna list a specific one, because there's like 10 of them. Oh boy, I love watching Fire Emblem YouTuber who happens to be bald. If you know, you know. And then All in the span of a month, like the snap of a finger. I can't snap, but imagine I'm going to go up to the mic. Do you hear that slight? That's my attempt at snapping. But, I don't know if you heard that, but, like, it was pretty quiet. Hold on, what if I get my fingers real close to the mic? That's my attempt at a snap, but at the snap of a finger, oh, this Smash player, turns out he did some pretty crazy things with people under the age of 18. Oh, bald Fire Emblem YouTuber, turns out he's just pretty terrible in general. So I was like, fuck it, if all these guys are gonna, if all the content creators I like are gonna be into shitbags, then I'm just gonna make the content I like. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the guy, and I say, you know, I am the guy. I got 1K subs, gonna be monetized in a few days. I don't know. So what got me into making videos was everyone else who made videos bumming me out and disappointing me, so I'm gonna be the guy that makes videos. I'm gonna be the guy. If they can't do it without getting themselves into trouble, here I am. Here I am. I have not harassed women, so let's just leave it at that. Cadonaro, do you think the Fire Emblem GBA project will fail or prevail? Now that depends on your definition of fail or prevail. If by prevailing do you think it will get finished, that depends. I have seen, okay, some context on my background. Even for people who subscribe to me, this might be niche knowledge. I used to be a bit into Five Nights at Freddy's, and you would check these Five Nights at Freddy's boards, and all these guys would be like, I'm gonna make the fan game, blah 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 blah. They would have this idea, and then it'd get cancelled in 2 weeks. Because they don't know jack shit about making games. So, but I have seen progress on Barack Emblem GBA. And they do know how to make games. They're using GBA Builder. Seems to be doing pretty good. They have a few maps done. Okay, they got a few maps done, like 5. So will it prevail? I think it has. Ooh, they got supports being written by Sham Sheenley, and Sham Sheenley is verified funny, so you know it's gonna have good writing. So I think that it will be completed, since they seem pretty dedicated to completing it, and they do seem to know how to do the basics of game design. So, but will it prevail, as in it will be successful? Violent is a very niche character, like he's kind of a meme because he was in Fire Emblem Heroes and stuff, but like, will it be widely successful, and will it go down in the history of ROM hacks that it's like, oh my god, you gotta play it, like The Last Promise? We'll have to see how they market it, how they do everything to get it attention. I could see it, even if they don't do any marketing and stuff, getting at least 100 downloads, because Violent is kind of like a meme. They're gonna do it on FEE3, so that's a wide audience. Those FEE3 videos usually get 1,000 views. So I think they'll at least get it done, because they seem to know what they're doing. Their leader seems to have a very good head on their shoulders. But in terms of wide success, we'll have to see. I can't really determine that. What are the circumstances that led you to coding Oof Troop's Springtrap mod? Wait, hold on. I need to reread this. My brain is dying. What were the circumstances that led you to coding the Oof Troops? Oh, right. People say the in front of their name. Okay, that was tripping me up. I just called them Oof Troop. Springtrap Rivals of Aether character. So me and Oof Troop go way back, like 5 years back. You probably saw them when I was going on my channel earlier. You saw them in my cool people section. They have like 50k subs, but like, we go way back. And during the summer of when COVID first started, like, my college got out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something productive. I'm gonna make Mathis for Rivals of Aether. So then I did. So then I knew how to make a Rivals of Aether character. And then Oof Troop was like, hey, you know how to make Rivals of Aether. This happened like several years ago. It's been in development for several years because our sprite artist only makes like one sprite every 5 years. So he's like, hey, can you do it? And I'm like, okay, I will if you give me some dollars. So he gave me some dollars, and it's good. You know, it's not even strictly a business relationship. We talk a lot. I told him I got, you know, that Lego Star Wars game for my birthday, the other game, and like, oh my god, they gave Jar Jar and a gun that game. So it's pretty much because we're friends. I already knew him. What color is your toothbrush? It is white, mostly. It's like a white handle, but then on the actual brush part, there are some blue dots to like, it's like 2 half circles, but then like there's some blue in between, you know? Why is IS afraid of showing characters' growths in the Fire Emblem games? I think it goes back to Kaga's original design mentality. I read in an interview once. You can probably just look up Kaga interview. There's only like 2 of them ever. Kaga said he wanted people to get into FE and like not really have to know math, just kind of get in, play it, stats. You can look at stats, you know, it presents you with information, but it's not overwhelming. I'm not saying I agree with this, I'm just thinking of the reasoning behind it. They don't want to overwhelm the player, right? Even though I think that's rather silly, I think they should just show growths. But I'm just saying their logic behind it. What Kaga did originally, they just wanted to get in. You know, in the first Fire Emblem, they don't even show weapon might. They just want you to go off it. Like, it's in the manual, you can read it in the manual, but it's not in the game. It's not in the game. It's like, if you go download Fire Emblem 1, oh wait, you can't. Nintendo took it off because it was only available for a few months. Darn. But even in the modern release, you can't even check weapon might, because they just want you to go off your instinct. So I guess some of those design philosophies carried over, where I guess they just want you to guess, oh, Raphael is buff, he has a high strength growth. Oh, Caspar is a little weak, stupid idiot, he probably has a 25% strength growth. You know, I think this is another reason I think. They don't want you to just reduce characters to number. They want you to get to know Raphael. They want you to have tea with Raphael. They want you to read that Raphael's sister has cancer or something, I don't remember. They don't want you to just look at Raphael and go, oh, he's the guy with so-and-so growths, so-and-so stats. They want you to get invested. Again, I don't agree with that, because people who like the character are going to like him anyway, but people like LTCers like Don who don't really care about characters, they're just going to look that information up anyway. So, I don't agree with it, but I think that's their reasoning behind it. They just don't... It's like Pokemon, right? It's like Pokemon. Game Freak specifically wants you to get attached to your Pokemon, and they do a very good job at that. You know, especially in Gold and Silver, or Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where they follow you around, they do the little hearts. They don't want you to look at your Pokemon and just go, oh, this is a number, and then Karen, the Elite Four, says, use your favorite Pokemon. They want you to get attached, they just don't want you to see a bunch of stats. Which is very silly, because they have a competitive scene where stats matter, and Landorus T is the best Pokemon, but again, that's the logic behind it. It would be nice playing Fire Emblem 3 Remake Remaster, opening the UI, and see Samto's growth and the Star Shard bonuses in his inventory. Yeah, like I said, they just want you to see the characters as characters, not numbers. They want you to be in the world, they want you to be invested, and I think seeing, like, statistical in-game information, they think that might break the immersion. That's my guess. What were your favorite moments out of any of the PMUs so far? General Ubello being the shining star of the one was pretty great. Getting the final hit on Mathis, that was fun. Nosferatu Camilla was really good, because then I actually was like, hey, that's a pretty good strategy, and then I used that in my Lunatic run that I did off-screen. I just did that for fun. That was great, so I liked that a lot. Birthright PMU, I think we have to get into it a bit more before we see what's going to be real interesting about it, what the hook is going to be, you know, who's going to be the unit that's just like, ooh, this is the unit, ooh, because, you know, every PMU has one of those units. Tomas Gaming, ooh, Tomas beating up all those clerics was fun. Gee whiz. Yeah, just seeing the units that you don't normally see excel in those classes is fun. How well does FE3, FE12 Aaron fill the role of a Jagan in your opinion? Thank you, Shane Sheenley. This guy is verified funny, like I said. He's writing some of the supports for Baraku Emblem. Verified funny. Verified funny. Love that guy. Alright. How well does Fire Emblem 3 or Fire Emblem 12 Aaron fill the role of a Jagan in your opinion? I mean, he's the guy. He's older than your other characters. He has bases. He falls off after, like, Chapter 8. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's a Jagan. So thank you for that question. The Cursed One Lord of Cats. Who is your favorite villain in Fire Emblem? Veld. I think he's very fun to use in Fire Emblem Heroes because he has that stone that restricts you to one movement. That's very funny to use in Summoner Duels because they're like, ooh, I will use my Ninja Korin to go... and it's like, nope, one move, get locked down. He's bald, so that's pretty funny. He has a really cool tome. And then there was that reverse recruitment hack that, like, replaced all the playable characters with villains in Thracia that I did a bit on the channel. You might remember that. And, like, it was funny using his Petrified Tome to, like, turn all the notable characters into a rock. I turned Leaf into a rock. I turned Finn into a rock. So I like Veld almost purely because of his gameplay in that hack and in Fire Emblem Heroes, which is, I guess, an ironic reason for liking a villain, since you don't normally play as them, but Veld has special circumstances. What are your local gas prices? I don't check. I know they're rising, but checking would probably just make me sad. Question, 2 best songs in Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore. I've only heard Kawashitai, if I'm being honest. I've never played that game. I just know that's the meme song. I've only listened to the Kawashitai song. Kawashitai, ina nina nina na na nina na, ooh doo 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 doo, Kawashitai. Yep, that one. Turnabout Man, another OG of the channel. What sort of content will you be making in the future? I would, now that I'm past 1K subs, I want to maybe expand into maybe a bit broader of Fire Emblem, maybe doing a bit more subject matters more frequently. Like I've had a script written for a while now that I've had my friends check, say it's good, about the wonder of you from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I kind of wanted to wait until I had 1K subs to make it, you know, just really establish that I had a foundation. And what I really want to do, right, is I want to do more crossover videos, because you see all these Fire Emblem videos where it's like, alright, we got Link King, and I'm Mecha, and we got Doodle Dwarf, I know, some Fire Emblem YouTuber, and we're gonna be doing this and so. I want to get involved more in that stuff. Jimmy Effie and I were thinking of, you may remember Jimmy Effie from like the second question, and his content that he makes, where we were trying to figure out in Discord DMs the other day how to get Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon PvP work, and we were thinking of doing something with that, but I don't think we really established how to do it, because to be honest, DS emulators aren't very developed compared to other emulators. Like Citra, I can pop on Citra right now, call up Vark, and be like, hey Vark, let's do Fates PvP, and then we do it. But with a DS, it's like, you need to make a custom server. It's like, we could get it to work if we had one of those custom servers, because like, you know how like you can homebrew your Wii and like set your Wi-Fi to something, go on Mario Kart Wii Online and it still works? Somebody needs, I think, to make that for Shadow Dragon Online for that to work. And then, you know, maybe tie Big Gnome to a chair, cut off his eyelids, make him play Fire Emblem 15. I don't know, because if you look up Fire Emblem 15 on Discord, and you see all those gifs where it's like, I can't play Fire Emblem 15, that game sucks, he made all of those. He made all of those. So I know, ever seen Clockwork Orange do that, but with Fire Emblem 15? So I know, just more crossover in general. I want to spread myself across the Fire Emblem internet. I want to be everywhere. I am everything. What do you prefer, the Axe Bros or Christmas Cavaliers? Now this is another interesting one. Now I did my top 100 characters a while ago, but like, in terms of quantity, the Axe Bros, because you got Bartray, you got Ocean, you got Dorcas, you got Cord. I love all of those guys, but none of them are in my top 5. Luke is in my top 5 characters of all time in Fire Emblem. So, quantity-wise, the Christmas Cavs win, because Luke is goated, he's like up there. But in terms of quality, Luke reigns supreme, but in terms of quantity, Axe Bros win. Quantity, Axe Bros, quality, Christmas Cavaliers. That's my opinion on that. What's your most obscure piece of Fire Emblem merchandise that you own, and how did you get it? Probably my Fire Emblem original trading card game, Mathis trading cards. And how did I get them? Well, I was looking, oh god, how do I get them? How do I get these cards? Because I was collecting all the Mathis stuff at the time. So I had to go Google Translate, what's Mathis? How do you properly say Fire Emblem in Japanese? Because, like, if you just go on Google Translate, it'll just spit out some bullshit, because Google Translate is terrible. So, like, I looked up, okay, Fire Emblem, because I needed the proper, how do the Japanese say Mathis? So I needed to go on the Fire Emblem wiki for Japan, like, do some really weird stuff to say, okay, what's Mathis's name? What do they call the trading card game? Because if I just put in Fire Emblem trading card game into Google Translate, that's going to be bullshit. What did the Japanese call it? So eventually I got all the correct characters and sequences I needed to look up Mathis trading card. So then I was in my engineering electrical design class, you know, where they do the AND gates, the NOR gates, the XOR gates, you know, the who gives a shit gate. You know, I wasn't paying attention. I was scouring the internet. So then I find that they have this Yahoo eBay thing, like in Japan I guess eBay is like Yahoo or something, because it's called Yahoo Bids. And I saw, it was really lucky. I happened to see somebody had the 2 Mathis cards up at the same time, and the bid lasted like 2 days, so I happened to see that bid right as it was. So I was really lucky for that. Really lucky for that. And then I had to sign up, like, this shipping service that worked with Yahoo Auctions so I could ship it internationally. I forgot what it's called. But eventually I did get both of the Mathis cards, but it was a real pain. in the butt to actually track them down. Because I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese. What's your favorite FE ROM hack? Why? Code of the Burger King made by Retina. You should go download that if you're making it that far in the video. It's funny, it has good writing, it has Mathis, it has Rebecca, it has Riddell, it has Adachi! Adachi! I just tried to make a Vine Boom sound with my hands in my mouth. It probably didn't work out. But, just has all those funny characters. The map design's pretty good, except for the snow map, but I think that's intentional. Solid level. He's working on a post-game right now, so that's pretty cool. It's just good. I like it. What is your favorite non-FE ROM hack and why? Now, this might be a bit controversial, but in my youth, in my high school days, there was this Pokemon ROM hack called, Pokemon Clover, and it was just really edgy. It was made by a bunch of 4chan people. You can probably deduce by that fact that, it has some inappropriate things. Throughout my aging process, I've significantly mellowed out my edge, so maybe I wouldn't find it as funny these days, but back then, that was the shit. I played it with my friend in our AP Computer Science class because we finished our assignments a bunch of months early. It was just a bunch of edgy stuff, but I don't think I would recommend it because there are some Pokemon in that Pokédex and some of the humor in general that are not, what you would say, polite. And I think that's what, I don't want to elaborate on it too much because there is some stuff in there that's like, wow. But I'm just going to leave it as some of the humor in that is impolite. Why are Fire Emblem Archers good? Well, in recent games, they just gave them 5 range. So, and close counter at the same time. So in 3 houses and in Echoes, you just can shoot from 5 range away. And attack at 5 and attack at 1 range too. So, it's kind of hard for that not to be good. And in Shadow Dragon and New Mystery, since the enemies in that game are so bulky, you really need archers to deal chip damage before your other units can finish them off. So Gordon in Hard 5 is really good. Gordon in Lunatic Reverse is really good because you need that archer. You can reclass Aaron to a sniper in Chapter 3 for him to take out some guys. So, how good an archer is kind of scales with difficulty, because if Shadow Dragon and New Mystery were easy games with like weak enemies like Fire Emblem 7, you wouldn't need them to chip them down, but as you can see in Fire Emblem 7, Rebecca and Will are pretty shit, because Marcus can just run around everything. You don't even need the chip damage. So, that's why archers are pretty good. It scales with difficulty, and then in Echoes and 3 Houses, they just decide to make them cracked for no reason. What's your favorite map in Fire Emblem 12? Well, let's see. That's a tricky one. Probably, I like, I think I like, probably, what's my favorite map in Fire Emblem 12? I'd have to say maybe, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky question, because a lot of the maps in Fire Emblem 12 are pretty good. I don't know if I have a favorite, really. You know what? I like that temple map with Ubello, because that's a funny memory I have. The ambush reinforcements aren't too bullshit. It's mostly fair. You got to deal with the dragons. That's pretty hard. General Ubello, ice dragons get thwomped. Alright. How does one use Mathis in Fire Emblem 11 Teach Me Your Ways? You really just gotta get his Javelin rank up to C and then just forge a Rider's Bane, and then there you go. That's pretty much the meta of Fire Emblem 11. Just forge effective weapons. A trick I know for arena grinding that's really good. That's really good. Before he's promoted, accept all of the arena battles that are under 1,000, because those will always be mages, and Mathis usually 2-shots them, and they don't double them, so that's a really good way to get him EXP. Because the difficulty of the arena battle scales with gold, so you can just keep accepting and denying arena matches until you get one that's a mage, which is like 980 gold. So just have him throw javelins at the boss in his chapter, get him Sea Lances, forge him the Rider's Bane, and boom, good to go. Not as bad as Mecha and everyone else says he is. He's pretty decent. Who's the best Fire Emblem unit that isn't Robin? Probably Sigurd. He's got a bunch of movement. He has the Silver Sword. He can seize to kill a bunch of enemies. You know, Sigurd is pretty good. Thank you, Aaron Yeager. Alright. Femina. Do you have any Fire Emblem hot takes? Well, geez, my entire channel is pretty much Fire Emblem hot takes. I mean, I made that video on how Parry is the best unit ever. I like Mathis a lot. I like Binding Blade. I wouldn't say that's a hot take, but it's like a 50-50 because some people hate it because of the guiding chapters and the accuracy, but I like it. I think Shadow Dragon has good graphics. You know, it's just an art style you have to get used to. It's an acquired taste, but I wouldn't say the art style is explicitly shit like a lot of people say. I don't use Charlotte as a Xander backpack. I use her as her own unit. I like Charlotte a lot, so I use her in Conquest. I don't think Fire Emblem 4 is as good as everyone said it is. Like, oh, the deep lore, Arvis did this and that, but a lot of that is off-screen, right? You know, you gotta go talk to a random villager with a specific character, and he'll say, oh, Schmorblo, Borblo, fuck, did you know that Arvis had a dad that killed himself? Ooh, but you never actually learn that playing the game. You gotta look it up on the wiki, right? If you really want to know everything about the Fire Emblem 4 story, you gotta look it up on the wiki. So really, if they do remake it, they gotta, you know, I think they have to make the story more, I don't want to say obvious, because it's good when stories leave some things up to interpretation, because you don't want to just show Arvis' dad killing himself, like that'd be too explicit, but I want to say, rearrange Fire Emblem 4's story into a more concise package without sacrificing some of its elements. Really, I like Lysithea, that's not really a hot take. I like Luke. Ooh, I have a plus 10 Luke in Fire Emblem Heroes. Now that's a hot take, because if you go on Fire Emblem Heroes and look up Luke, everyone fucking hates that guy because they pity broke him. But you know what? You're bad at Fire Emblem. Just use Luke, bro. Just use Luke. No, I don't really think there's anything else. Fire Emblem Three Houses is mid. I don't think Roy's a bad lore. I think Roy's overhated. His rapier is really good in the early game with all those bulky cavaliers. So that's good. He doesn't do too good against the knights because his rapiers doesn't have that high of a might, but against the horses he's pretty good. He provides good support bonuses. I just don't, like, he kind of falls off around Sakanilla. But, like, you know, if you use him consistently and get him some levels, just keep him. But he's not going to be the worst unit in the world, right? You know, I definitely think Roy's overhated. He has the fire affinity that gives a void. Just, like, have him team up with, like, Alan or Lance or hell, Lilina if you want to. And just have him give evasion and be cool. I like Roy. Roy's my boy. I like Roy. I don't think he's that bad. Nope. Is not killing Olin for Ilios a hot take? I've never done that. I just like Olin a lot. But I think that's about everything. Alright, and that's the last question, so that's the Q&A. Alright, everyone. Thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate it a lot. Shit, I've gotten a lot more since I made this post. Like, let's see.
Shadow.
Now I got like, oh, shut up, YouTube. Shut the hell up. Shut up, me. Why does that automatically play? I got 1.04k subs now, so that's a quick growth. I've surpassed Zedidic. It's been a while since I've done that. It may sound silly, but back in my early days of YouTube, me and Zedidic started like around the same time, right? Like I made my Binding Blade randomizer, and then he made his Oops All Amelia's like a week later. So I was like, okay, this is a good comparing and contrast, since we both started around the same time and make similar stuff. And he got the edge on me. You know, it's not like, ooh, I hate him for having more subs than me, I hate him, you know, it's not like that, it's more just casual. Casual, you know, I like Zedidic, he's cool. So I used to compare and contrast, but like ever since he did Dark Deity, he massively overwhelmed me, because I didn't care about Dark Deity when it came out, so I didn't play it, but now I got the edge. Alright, so that's cool. So, shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, 1.04k subs, so that's cool. Catch me if you can. So, and if you're new to the channel again, because a lot of you are, I have all of these super cool videos you can check out from my backlog. Maybe tell your friends how cool I am. Look, I beat the game using only Lysithea. This one sucks. This was like my first stream, so look at how scrunched up that face is. Ooh, that's terrible. That's bad, but look, oh my god, she killed Nemesis. So quirky. Ooh, look, it's the credits. Is this the credits? I don't know. Look, She's on the map, she did it. You can see it, she has an axe. Ain't that quirky? Ooh, not using magic on Lysithea? Ooh. You can reliably manipulate the stat herbs you get from gardening so you can hit the stat cap with magic in that way. I still don't think there's enough for that. I disagree. Because Lysithea's magic cap is like 126 or something. There's not enough magic in the fucking world to do that. But anyway, again, thank you everyone for subscribing. Here's to the future growth of the channel. And with that, have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.